Hey everybody, it's time for the final game in round 3 of the League of Desperation tournament. And this is going to pit the Montreal Expos of 1969 against the 2002 Milwaukee Brewers. And as we look at the bracket, we will see that the winner of this game will be eliminated and the loser will go on to face the 2003 Detroit Tigers in round 4. The Brewers are the de facto home team, so let's meet their starting pitcher. Starting pitcher for the Brewers is right-hander Ruben Quevedo. And on the season, he was 6-11 with a 5.76 ERA. The pitcher for the 69 Expos is Mike Wegener, and he was 5-14 with a 4.40 ERA. So two right-handers go at it. And we'll meet the starting lineups first for the visiting Montreal Expos. Leading off in center field is Ty Klein. Batting second in left field is Mac Jones. Batting third in right field, Rusty Staub. Hitting cleanup, the DH, Bob Baylor. Batting fifth at first base, Ron Fairley. So he's doing double duty both with the Blue Jays and with the Expos. Batting in the sixth position is Coco LeBoy. Batting seventh is catcher Ron Brand. Batting eighth is the shortstop Bobby Wine, and batting ninth at second base is Gary Sutherland. That is the lineup for the Expos. Now for the Brewers. Leading off, second baseman Eric Young. Batting second and the DH, Lenny Harris. Hitting third in left field is Jeff Jenkins. Batting cleanup, first baseman Richie Sexson. Hitting fifth in right field, Jeffrey Hammonds. Batting sixth, third baseman Tyler Houston. Batting seventh at shortstop is Jose Hernandez. Batting eighth, and he had a big game last round, Robert Machado. He had 2 homers last time. And batting ninth, also doing double duty, as he's also playing for the 2003 Tigers. And that's Alex Sanchez. He will bat ninth and play center field. But Ty Klein steps up to the plate to face Ruben Quevedo. Righty on lefty, so Ty Klein, the lefty, will lead off against the righty Quevedo, and the final game of round 3 is now officially underway. It's a 6-6, so Quevedo against a lefty. 6-6 will be a strikeout. So Quevedo starts out the ball game striking out Ty Klein. That'll bring up Mac Jones, left fielder. And for Jones, that's a 4-5. We're back to Quevedo again. 4-5, he just missed a chance for a homer. It's a fly ball to center, handled easily out there by Sanchez. For out number 2. 2 up, 2 down, and Rusty Staub steps to the plate. 5-7, so we're under Quevedo again. And it's a possible single, 1-2, not a good chance. 1-2 will be a single. Anything else will be a line out to second. And it's a 10, so it's a line out to the second baseman, Eric Young. And that's going to end the inning. 1-2-3 go the Expos here in the top of the first. Bottom of the first, and Eric Young steps up against Mike Wegener, righty on righty matchup. And we got a 2-8. A 2-8 will be a single for Eric Young, and you can see he's a double-A Steeler, so he's going to be looking to run right away thanks to that leadoff single. So we'll do some calculations. Eric Young is a double-A Steeler, and a double-A Steeler starts out as a 17. You take away 2 for being held, drops him to a 15, but the catcher Brand has a +2 arm, so that's back to a 17 again. So 1-17, and he will make it. And he does. It's a 5, so it's a stolen base for Eric Young. And the Brewers off to a good start. Single and a steal, and here's DH Lenny Harris. It's a 1-8. 1-8 is a single with 2 stars, and that will bring Young around to score. And before Wegener even gets settled in, the Brewers are up 1-0. That'll bring up left fielder Jeff Jenkins. And we get a 3-6. So a 3-6 for Jenkins is a ground ball shortstop A, so that's a double play, 6-4-3. So that'll tamper the joyfulness of the Brewers temporarily. 2 outs, nobody on for Richie Sexson. Righty on righty matchup. It's a 2-4. And a 2-4 is a ground ball to short. So he had a lot of hits here in column 2, but he found his ground ball to short. And that's going to end the inning. But the Brewers do strike first, and after one complete, it is 1-0 Brewers over the Expos. Here is Bob Bailey. And Bailey a 6-3, so we're off Quevedo. 6-3 is a base hit for Bailey. So it's a single off of Quevedo. Leadoff single for Bailey, and I think all 4 at-bats have gone Quevedo's card. If I remember correctly, here's Fairley. Now we'll get off a batter card. 2-6. 2-6 for Fairley is a walk. So Expos starting to form a comeback here with 2 on and nobody out. And that brings up Coco LeBoy. Coco LeBoy. It's a 1-8. 1-8 for Coco is a ground ball, second base A. That's going to be a double play. 4-6-3. Maybe should have done a hit and run or a bunt, but didn't do it. He's only a C bunter, and he would have been a D bunter, so that's probably why. Yep, he was a C bunter, so he would have been a D bunter. That's not, the odds weren't good on that, so just unfortunate, hit into a 4-6-3 double play. Here's Ron Brand with 2 outs and Bailey at third. It is a 6-4. So Quevedo, 6-4, is a fly ball center field X. That is going to be Sanchez, who is a 4 rated center fielder, so this might drop. It's a 1. It's definitely going to drop. That is a triple. If we look at column 4 of the center fielder and a 1, that's a triple. So that is a triple for the catcher, Ron Brand. Ron Brand did not hit a triple all year, but he got one there as Sanchez had issues, and we've got a tie ball game at 1-1. And Bobby Wine steps to the plate. And that's a 5-3 off Quevedo. 5-3 is a fly to center, and that's going to end the inning. But the RBI triple by Brand ties the ball game at 1 as we go to the bottom of the second. And Jeffrey Hammonds, the right fielder, will lead things off against Wegner. It's a 4-10, so we're off of Wegner's card. And a 4-10 is a fly to center. So Ty Klein handles that one no problem. And here's Tyler Houston. He's making an appearance again. He was not in round 2 because they were facing a lefty, so he's back in there against the righty. And we got a 4-11. 4-11 is a single, so it's a base hit for Tyler Houston. Tyler Houston, base hit. Here's Jose Hernandez. It's a 5-6 off of Wegner. 5-6 is a strikeout. So Wegner puts the K on Jose Hernandez. And that brings up catcher Robert Machado. And it's a 4-10 for Wegner. 4-10's a fly to center, and that's going to do it. Ty Klein fields it, and the inning is over. So after 2 complete, we are tied at 1. And number 9 hitter Gary Sutherland steps up for the Expos. He had been batting second in the order in the first 2 rounds. He's dropped to 9 in this round. 3-9. 3-9 for Sutherland is a ground ball back to Quevedo, the pitcher, for 1 away. So even dropping him in the order has not helped his cause for hitting. Still slumping. Here's Ty Klein. He struck out to lead the game off. 3-3. This time he'll get a single. Ty Klein, single to center for Ty Klein. And that's a 1-out single. It's only a C stealer, so he's not going anywhere. Here's Mac Jones. It's a 3-5. So Mac Jones, a 3-5. 1-13 will be a single, but a 14-20 will be a double play. 3-6-3 double play. So single is 1 star or a double play. If it's 13 or less, it's a single. It's an 11, it's a single, so it's a base hit for Mac Jones. Klein will stop at second base. Runners at first and second with only 1 out for Rusty Staub. That's a 1-7. Staub, a 1-7. Well, he's got a chance. 1-9's a double, and 10-20 is a fly to center. And that's a 16, so it's a fly to center that Sanchez hauls in. 2 away, and it's up to Bob Bailey to keep the inning going for the Expos. Bob Bailey did single and score his first time up. It's a 1-9, And a 1-9 is a strikeout. So this time Bailey unable to do it as Quevedo strikes him out to end the inning. Nothing doing for the Expos in the third. Go to the bottom of the third. Still 1-1 tie, and the ninth place hitter Alex Sanchez to lead off. It's a 3-9 against a righty, and a 3-9 is a fly to right for one away. Back to the top of the order, and Eric Young, he singled, stole second, and scored in his first at bat. And this is a 3-6, and a 3-6 is a ground ball back to the pitcher. So Wegner makes the play easily, and there are quickly 2 outs for Lenny Harris, DH. It's 2-11. 2-11's a foul out to the first baseman fairly, and that's going to end the inning. 1-2-3 go the Brewers here in the bottom of the third. So we go to the fourth, still tied at 1, and Ron Fairley, first baseman, leads off. He walked his first time. It's a 3-7 against Quevedo, and a 3-7 is a fly to center, and that's out number 1. That'll bring up Coco LeBoy. Coco grounded into a double play his first time up. It's a 2-12, and this time he's going to get plunked. 2-12 is a hit by pitch. So Coco getting plunked by Quevedo. So he is on first with 1 out for Ron Brand, who had that RBI triple his first time up. It's a 2-9. 2-9, it's no triple, but it is a single, star. Single with 2 stars. And that will move Coco LeBoy to third base. Runners at the corners with only 1 out for Bobby Wine. It's 1-5. Wine, a 1-5 is a strikeout. So big strikeout for Quevedo. Makes it 2 outs, and it's up to Gary Sutherland. 1-4, and he will fly to right to end the inning. And that will do it. Nothing comes of it for the Expos. They are gone in the top of the fourth. They go to the bottom of the fourth, still tied at 1. And leading off will be the left fielder, Jeff Jenkins. He also hit into a double play. His first at bat. It's a 2-9. And a 2-9 is a strikeout. So Jeff Jenkins still having problems in this game. A double play and now a strikeout. And it's up to Richie Sexton now with 1 out. And we have a 6-2 off of Wegner. And a 6-2 is a fly to left. So Sexton got into 1, but not enough. Easy play out there by Mac Jones for out number 2. And here's Jeffrey Hammonds, the right fielder. Hammonds fly to center his first time up. It's a 6-7 off of Wegner. That's a ground ball second base X. That's Sutherland. And Sutherland, as a second baseman, is a 3 rated second baseman. That's a 19, so that's a good play. And the inning is over. So we completed 4, and we're still tied 1-1. Have yet to have an extra inning game in this tournament. Perhaps this could be the first. Start at the top of the 5th. It'll be top of the order, Ty Klein. He is struck out and singled. It's a 6-9 against Quevedo. 6-9 is a ground ball to short with an X. So Jose Hernandez, who is a 2 rated shortstop, it's his play. And that's a 2, so that's probably a base hit. A 2 and a 2, I do believe it's a base hit. Shortstop, a 2 and a 2 is a single. So it's a base hit as Ty Klein put one past Jose Hernandez. He was not able to field it. And the leadoff batter is aboard. Here's Mac Jones. Again, the Expos have virtually no speed on the base paths, so they're not going to steal. 4-10. 4-10 for Quevedo off of Jones is a pop out to the first baseman, Richie Sexton, for out number 1. And we're at Rusty Staub, heart of the order, Rusty Staub. It's a 5-6 for Quevedo. A 5 and a 6 is a strikeout. So Rusty Staub unable to get it done. 2 outs now for the DH Bob Bailey. He scored the only run of the game for the Expos. 3-6. 3-6, and he will walk. So that is a walk to Bailey. That will move Klein up to second base. 2 on, 2 outs for Ron Fairley, the first baseman. And Fairley, a 110. A 110 for Fairley. 110 is a fly to left. He just missed a homer, but it's a fly to left. Tried to go opposite field, but he did not get enough of it. And it's handled out there by Jenkins to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the fifth, still tied at 1 apiece. And Tyler Houston will be leading things off for the Expos as I drop my dice, or one of the die. Quick pregnant pause here while I retrieve that. I have a habit of dropping the die sometimes. All right, now we're ready to go. Tyler Houston. Probably should have paused the video, but oh well. Here's Houston. It's a 5-4. Wagner against a lefty. Houston, a 5-4, is a fly ball center field X, and that's Ty Klein. And Ty Klein is a 2-rated center fielder. And that's a 9. 2 and a 9, so it's probably an error check. Yep, it sure is. 9 to 12 is an error check. So Ty Klein has an E5, so that shouldn't be a problem, you would think, although that's a 12, so you never know. An E5 and a 12 is a 2-base error. So the fact that he threw a 12 there is a 2-base error on Ty Klein. So how about that? Tyler Houston will reach on the E8. He gets all the way to second base to start off the bottom of the fifth. And that'll bring up shortstop Jose Hernandez. Hernandez, a 3-12. Hernandez, a 3-12, is a potential home. No, I'm sorry, it's a line out max. Line out to third max. That's a double play. Wow. So just when you think they're going to do something, he lines it to third. LeBoy snags it for the first out, then throws to second to double off Tyler Houston, who had a problem on base paths, and he gets doubled off. So it's a 5 and then 5-4 double play. Talk about killing a rally really quick. That just did it. Here's Machado, a 1-6. 1-6 for Machado is a strikeout, and the inning is over just that quickly. So the Brewers thought they had something going, but that line out max took the steam, took the starch right out of them. And now we go to the sixth, still tied at 1. And Quevedo, actually, his point of weakness inning was last inning. So he's going to be needing some relief here very shortly. He's already given up a walk and a hit past his point of weakness inning. So the Brewer bullpen is loosening. And we'll see who it is that they might go to. Looks like it's going to be... And we're in the 6th. So it looks like it's going to be Jason DeRocha. So Jason DeRocha is actually going to come in for Quevedo. He's going to exit. They don't want him to take the loss. He pitched 5. They got 5 solid innings out of him. That's probably all they're going to get. So Jason DeRocha, I guess no relation to Leo DeRocha. I don't know. But he's in the ball game. And he'll be facing Coco LeBoy to start the 6th, tied at 1. And we have a 4-9. 4-9 off DeRocha is a strikeout. So DeRocha comes right away to start the ball game with a strikeout off of LeBoy. So there's one away for Ron Brand. And it's 3-11. 3-11 is a ground ball to first, handled easily by Sexton. So 2 up, 2 down as DeRocha rolls through the 6th. Here's Bobby Wine. And we have a 5. Where's the other die? There it is. 5-8. 5-8 off of DeRocha is a ground ball second base X. That is Eric Young. Eric Young is a 4-rated second baseman, and that's a 5. So it could be a hit. And it is. A 4-rated second baseman and a 5 is a single. So a 2-out single by Bobby Wine as Young, with limited range, unable to get that. Number 9 hitter Gary Sutherland. It's a 4-5 off of DeRocha. 4-5, a 1-6 for a home run, but Gary Sutherland is weak against righties. So that would just be simply a single with 2 stars. So 1-6 is a single with 2 stars. A 7 or higher is a fly to left to end the inning. It's an 8, so it's a fly to left to end the inning. And that's going to do it for the Expos in the top of the 6th. Go to the bottom of the 6th. Wegner now is starting his point of weakness inning, so we'll see if how long he can go. Here's Sanchez, fly to right his first time up. It's a 3-11. 3-11 is going to ground to second. So he grounds to Sutherland for 1 away. And here's Eric Young. Young, a 5-8. So a 5-8 is a strikeout. So Wegner not showing any signs of fatigue at this point. 2 up, 2 down. Here's Lenny Harris. And that's a 5-8 off of Wegner. And a 5-8 is a walk. So a 2-out walk to Lenny Harris. And that's 1 notch on his point of weakness. Here's Jeff Jenkins. Jeff Jenkins. And we got a 3-10. 3-10 is a foul out to the catcher. So Jenkins fouls out to Ron Brand, the catcher. And that ends the inning for the Brewers in the 6th. We go to the 7th. Still tied 1-1 in this pitching duel. And leadoff hitter Ty Klein steps to the box against DeRocha. And we have a 1-5. 1-5 is a ground ball to second base, C. So it's a ground ball to Eric Young. Handles it easily, 1 away for Mac Jones. And we got a 6-8 off of DeRocha. 6-8's a ground ball to second, so it's a grounder to Young again. He makes the play easily. 2 up, 2 down, and Rusty Staub. Staub, a 3-8, is a walk. So a 2-out walk to Staub. And that brings up the DH, Bob Bailey. Bob Bailey. And we get a 6-7. And a 6-7 is a fly to center. So handled out there by Sanchez to end the inning. And we've got the 7th inning stretch upon us. So I'll stretch with them. We go to the bottom of the 7th, score tied 1-1. And it looks like the Montreal bullpen will be loosening. And we'll be right back to see if there's a new pitcher for the Expos. All right, bottom of the 7th, and we do have a new Expos pitcher in the game. It'll be another W, Gary Wazlewski. So Wazlewski is in the game. He will come in to start the bottom of the 7th, and the first batter he will face will be cleanup hitter Richie Sexson. That's a 1-6. 1-6, it's a ground ball to third. LeBoy handles it, 1 away. As the pitching continues to dominate, here's Jeffrey Hammonds. It's a 3-12. 3-12 is another line-out max, but only 1 out because nobody's on base. So it's quickly 2 away for Tyler Houston. It's a 1-6. 1-6 is a single. So Tyler Houston with a base hit, his 2nd of the game. And that'll bring up Jose Hernandez. It's a 4-8 off of Wazlewski. And a 4-8 is a 1-9 for a single. 10-20 is a grounder to LeBoy. So Hernandez grounds one to LeBoy, who's trying to field it. And if he gets up to a 1-9, he'll do it. And it is. It's a 3, so he made the play easily. So LeBoy fields the grounder, no problem. And the 7th inning is in the books. So we go to the 8th, and we're going to get a new pitcher because DeRocha has pitched 2 innings, and that's going to be his limit. So we'll be back with the new Milwaukee pitcher to start the 8th. All right, new Brewers pitcher is right-hander Mike Buddy. Mike Buddy on the season was 1-2 with a 4.54 ERA. And you can see there he is a right-handed pitcher. So Mike Buddy is in to pitch, and he'll be facing the first baseman Ron Fairley, lefty. So it's a lefty on righty matchup. And we have a 2-4. So Fairley, a 2-4 is a ground ball to short plus injury, but we're not doing injuries, so it's simply a 6-3 ground out. And that'll send up Coco LeBoy. Coco hasn't done anything. He's grounded into a double play, been hit by a pitch, and struck out. So it's a 4-8 off of Buddy. He will walk. So Coco draws a walk. 1-out walk for Ron Brand, the catcher. And we have a 2-4. 2-4 is a pop out to the third baseman, Tyler Houston, for out number 2. And that'll send us to Bobby Wine, the shortstop, number 8 hitter. 2 outs and a runner on. 4-11. 4-11 is a fly ball right field X, and the right fielder is Jeffrey Hammonds. Jeffrey Hammonds is a 2-rated right fielder. And that's an 18, so it's a good play. And the inning is over. So we go to the bottom of the 8th, still tied at 1. And Wazlewski in for his second inning of relief. We'll be facing Machado, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And that's a 5-9. So a 5-9 is another strikeout. So Machado down on strikes again. 1 away for Alex Sanchez, center fielder. That's a 5-12 against the lefty. A 5-12 is a ground ball first base X. That's Ron Fairley. And Fairley is a 2. That's a 19. That's another good play. So 2 up, 2 down. Top of the order, Eric Young. And extra inning seems very likely. It's a 5-12. 5-12 is a ground ball first base X. That's Fairley again, who's a 2. So he gets another chance. And that's a 2. So that's probably a base hit. 2 and a 2 for first baseman is a single. So it's 2-out single for Eric Young. And that's big because he's a AA stealer. And he's definitely going to be running here. So AA is a 17. You take 2 away from being held for a 15. And then you got Brand, who's a +2. That's a 17. So just like last time, a 1-17, and he will make it. It's a 5. He made it. So it's a stolen base. His second of the game. And now it's up to Lenny Harris to bring him in. In the first inning, when Young stole second, Harris did in fact bring him in. So let's see if history repeats itself. 5-9. 5-9 against Wazlewski. It's ground ball second base A, so he couldn't get it done this time. That's going to end the inning. And we're going to the 9th. We are in the 9th now with the score tied 1-1. And the Expos, who are looking for some offense, are going to pinch hit for the weak hitting Gary Sutherland. So let's see who they're going to pull to bat for him. They're going to pull the... Let's see here. They're going to pull Jim Ferry. So Jim Ferry, a reserve outfielder, is in the game to bat for Sutherland. And then Kevin Collins, the second baseman, will come in and replace him defensively. But right now it's Jim Ferry who is the center of attention, as he will be facing Mike Buddy. So Jim Ferry facing Mike Buddy. That's a 3-5. And a 3-5 is a ground ball to first, so he made the out. Couldn't get it done. 1 away as Jim Ferry was unable to get it done. And now we're back to the top of the order, and Ty Klein. Klein, a 5-10. 5-10 is a fly ball center field. So that is out number 2. And now we're down to Mac Jones. It's a 6-6. 6-6 for Mac Jones. It might be Mac the Knife here. He's got 1 for a homer and 2 for a double. Or 2 to 20 for a double, I should say. It's a 20, so it's a double. So Mac Jones with a 2-out double. And they're going to intentionally walk Rusty Staub. They're not even going to mess with Staub. They're going to intentionally walk him and pitch to Bob Bailey. Righty on righty matchup, Bob Bailey. And we have a 3-10. 3-10 might have been a mistake. Oh, no, it's a single to right field. Single to right field because we're not using the Omega. That if this had been super advanced, the clutch rating for the Omega would have made that an out. But it's only going to be advanced, so it is a base hit to right field. Question is, we need to do some checks on base running and arm throwing. So first of all, the runner in this case, Mac Jones, is a 14. He was being held, so he's a 13. There are 2 outs, that makes it 15. And then Jeffrey Hammonds is a 1 rated arm, that's a 16. So a 1 to 16, and he'll make it. And it's a 5, he made it. So he was safe. That was a 5 there, in case it wasn't an 18, it was a 5. All right, so Jones will score, And we may get out of extra innings now because the Expos have taken the lead by the score of 2-1. And we're going to get a new pitcher for Mike Buddy as Ron Fairley, the lefty, is coming on. The Expos don't, the Brewers don't want any additional runs to score if they can help it. So they're turning to their left-hander, a left-hander out of the bullpen, and it's going to be everyday Ray King. So Ray King, lefty on lefty against Ron Fairley, with runners at first and second and 2 outs. Here's Ron Fairley. It's a 1-7 against the lefty. 1-7 is a ground ball, second base A, and that's going to end the inning as Ray King got that last out to hold it to just 1 run. But the Expos take a 2-1 lead, and the new second baseman for the Expos is Kevin Collins. He comes in after Sutherland was pinch hit for, so Collins is on at second base. And we'll get a new pitcher for the Expos. They're going to go to their new pitcher, their new relief pitcher, Roy Face. So Roy Face is coming on, or actually, let me take that back. Let's see here. No, they're going to stick with Roy Face. They thought about the lefty again, but they're going to stick with Roy Face. So Roy Face, former Pirate closer, is in the ball game, and he will try to nail it down here in the 9th. Of course, by doing that, that would eliminate his team from the tournament. So Jeff Jenkins will lead things off. It'll be heart of the order: Jenkins, Sexton, and Hammonds. Here's Jenkins. We get a 1-8, and a 1-8 is a potential double. 1-16 for a double. 17-20 is a single. So a 1-16, he'll have a double. It's a 14. It's a leadoff double for Jenkins. And now that'll bring up Richie Sexton. Tying run at second. Nobody out. Sexton a 3-8. 3-8's a single with 2 stars. That will do it. That's a tie ball game. So that didn't take long. As Roy Face getting lit up here on the first 2 batters. And that's now we've got a case where the Brewers are looking to win it. Here is Hammonds, the right fielder. That's a 3-4. 3-4 is a ground ball, shortstop A, so that's a double play, 6-4-3. So we may very well have extra innings after all, unless Tyler Houston can cause a problem. So here's Tyler Houston, 2 outs, base is empty. It's a 4-5 against Roy Face. 4-5 is a fly to left. Since there's no ballpark effects, there's no chance for a home run. And we do, in fact, have our first extra inning game of the tournament as both teams score 1 in the 9th. And we go to the 10th. And we're tied at 2. For the Expos, it'll be Coco LaBoy facing Everyday Ray. And that's a 3-4 against the lefty. 3-4 against the lefty is a pop out to second. So he pops it up to Eric Young for out number 1. That'll bring up Ron Brand. Brand, a 2-4. 2-4 against the lefty is a pop out to the first baseman, Richie Sexton. So two pop-ups, 2 meager pop-ups, and now there's Bobby Wine. Wine, a 2-11. 2-11 against the lefty is a single to left field. So Bobby Wine, 2-out single. 2-out single for Bobby Wine brings up Kevin Collins, who took over at second base for Sutherland. So it's a lefty-on-lefty matchup. It's a 1-7. And a 1-7 against the lefty is a fly to center. And that will end the inning. So nothing doing for the Expos. And we go to the bottom of the 10th, and we'll get a new pitcher for the Expos as Roy Face was unable to get the job done. So they will turn to another relief pitcher. And it looks like it's going to be another old-timer, Dick Raditz. So Dick Raditz is on in relief. Dick Raditz. And he will start off with the bottom of the order. Hernandez, Machado, and Sanchez to start the bottom of the 10th. Jose Hernandez. It's a 5-11 off of Raditz. 5-11 is a ground ball pitcher X. He's a 4 rated pitcher with an E0. So most likely he'll make the play because if it gets to an error check, he's definitely got it. That's a 9. It is an error check, and he's an E0, so the play was made. So Raditz made the play. He didn't have good range to get to many things, but when he got to it, he fielded it. Here's Machado. It's a 6-10 off of Raditz. The 6-10 is ground ball third base X, and that is LeBoy, Coco LeBoy. And Coco LeBoy is a 4 rated third baseman. And that's a 13. Probably an error check, and it is. So LeBoy has an error rating of 27. 27 error rating. It's a 9. So let's see what happens on a 27. E27 and a 9 is a ground ball A. E27 and a 9 is a ground ball A. So Coco makes the play. Here's Alex Sanchez now with 2 outs and the bases empty, trying to get something going. It's a 2-7. 2-7 is a fly to center, and we're going to the 11th. So nothing doing for either team. We start the 11th inning. Ray King's now out of there. He didn't really pitch a lot of innings. He was mostly situational, so he's coming out. And the new pitcher for the Brewers was the closer that year for them, Mike DeJean. Mike DeJean had 27 saves in 2002. So he is in to pitch the top of the 11th. Mike DeJean. He is the 5th pitcher for the Brewers in this game. And he's going to start off with the top of the order, Ty Klein. DeJean declined. It's a 5-10. So against DeJean, a 5-10 is a ground ball shortstop X. And the shortstop is Jose Hernandez, who's a 2. And that's a 4. So I'm not sure if he can make that play or not. We'll see. It's a 2 and a 4. He did make the play. It's a ground ball to short. And Hernandez makes the play. So one away for Mac Jones. Mac Jones, a 2-10. 2-10 for Mac Jones is a fly to left for out number 2. And that'll bring up Rusty Staub. Rusty Staub, 2 outs, bases empty against DeJean. It's a 1-11. And a 1-11, he just missed a home run. 1-10 would have been a home run. 1-11 is a fly to left. And the inning is over. So DeJean escapes disaster. DeJean put a little mustard on that pitch and was able to get Staub to go the opposite way and keep it in the ballpark. All right, here is Eric Young. Raditz in for his 2nd inning of work. And we have a 6-7. And a 6-7 against Raditz is a strikeout. So Raditz with a strikeout. He's faced 4 batters and retired them all. Here is Lenny Harris, DH. And we got a 2-7. And a 2-7 is a ground ball to first, handled by Fairley. And there's quickly 2 up, 2 down for Jeff Jenkins. It's a 2-8. 2-8 for Jenkins is a fly to center. And we are going to the 12th inning. So not just extra innings, but a lot of extra innings. And Bob Bailey will step to the plate, facing DeJean. In his 2nd inning of work, it's a 1-10. A 1-10 for Bailey. And that's a fly to right. So he flies out to Jeffrey Hammonds in right field for out number 1. And then I'll bring up Ron Fairley. It's a good thing my score sheet goes 15 innings. Here's Ron Fairley. It's a 2-7. 2-7 is a ground ball to first, handled by Sexton. 2 away, and DeJean has retired all 5 he has faced. Here's Coco LeBoy. That's a 5-7. 5-7 is a ground ball second base X. That is Eric Young, who is a 4, second baseman. That's a 1, so that's definitely a base hit for sure. A 2-out single for Coco LeBoy. His first hit of the game. And that brings up Ron Brand, the catcher. That's a 5-9 off of DeJean. 5-9 is a ground ball shortstop X. That's Jose Hernandez, who was a 2-rated shortstop. And that's a 4, so that's a good play because we had that before. Ground ball C. So that's a good play as Jose Hernandez records the final out. We go to the bottom of the 12th, and Dick Raditz is done. He's pitched 2 innings, and he is finished. Retired all 6 he faced. And now the Expos might go to a little bit of a long relief man just to see what they can do here. Let's see who they might want to go with. Looks like they're going to go to Steve Rinko. So Steve Rinko is in the game. He was 6-7 with a 4.01 ERA and 15 starts, but he does have a relief rating. So Steve Rinko is in there to pitch possible multiple innings if it goes that far. Steve Rinko, he is the 5th pitcher for the Expos. Each team has now used 5 pitchers. And Jeffrey Hammonds, Richie Sexson, Jeffrey Hammonds, and Tyler Houston are the 3 batters he will face. Rinko against Sexson. It's a 5-7. And a 5-7, a 1 is a single, anything else is a ground ball to third. Kind of a tease there to see if you can get a single with a 1. And look at that. As soon as I say that, what comes up? A 1. That has happened to me a lot. I roll a lot of 1s on D20s for some reason. So Sexson found that very improbable base hit. And now here's Jeffrey Hammonds. He's not, look at this D bunny rating. He's not going to bunt. He's going to go ahead and swing away. It's a 3-7. And it hurt him. It's ground ball second base A. So that's going to be a double play. 4-6-3. So 4-6-3 double play. 2 quick outs, and it's up to Tyler Houston, or else we're going to the 13th. Here's Tyler Houston. It's a 4-7 against Rinko, against the lefty. 4-7's a walk. So Tyler Houston keeps the inning alive for Jose Hernandez, shortstop, Jose Hernandez. And Jose Hernandez did hit 24 home runs, so he's certainly capable of ending the game with 1 swing of the bat. That's a 2-6. 2-6 is a single, 1-10, or grounded to short, 11-20. That is a 12, so it's a ground ball to the shortstop, and it's handled by Wine to end the inning. So we go to the 13th, and DeJean has pitched his 2 innings. He is now going to leave as the Brewers will dig deeper into their bullpen. And they'll go to, let's see who they're going to go to. Looks like it's going to be Luis Vizcaino. So Luis Vizcaino is on. He is pitcher number 6 for the Expos. For the Brewers. Pitcher number 6 for the Brewers. He'll be facing the bottom of the order, Wine, Collins, and Klein. Sounds like a bad law firm. Wine, Collins, and Klein. It's Bobby Wine. It's a 6-6. 6-6 is a strikeout. So Vizcaino starts out the inning with the K on Bobby Wine. That'll bring up Kevin Collins. Got a couple lefties to deal with now. Collins, a 5-8. 5-8 against Vizcaino. Is a ground ball to second. Ground ball second base X. So the grounder to second is Eric Young, who's a 4. And that's an 18, so that'll be a good play. So 2 away for Ty Klein. And Ty Klein, as I drop the die again, Ty Klein comes up with 2 outs and the base is empty against Vizcaino. And that's a 5-5. So Vizcaino against the lefty is a strikeout. So he struck out Ty Klein to end the top of the 13th. We go to the bottom of the 13th, still a 2-2 tie. And Steve Rinko will be facing the bottom of the Brewer order. Here is Machado, the catcher. And Machado is 0 for 4. It's a 4-9. 4-9 off of Rinko. 1 is a triple, 2-20 is a double. So Machado coming through. That's a 16, that's a double. And Machado will be pinch run for. He's only a 9 run rating. So let's pause while I scan their lineup for a good pinch runner. Okay, the pinch runner is going to be Billy Hall. He comes in to pinch run for Machado, and if it goes to the 14th, Paul Bacco will take over as the new catcher for the Expos. But Billy Hall runs at a 14 rating. He's not a very good stealer, but he's at least a good base runner. And coming up to bat now is Sanchez. So runner at second and nobody out for Sanchez. That's a 2-7. 2-7 is a fly ball to center field. That's one away. And the runner will not advance. Back to the top of the order for Eric Young. Eric Young. It's a 4-10. 4-10 off of Rinko. Is a ground ball third base A. So that's going to freeze the runner right there as well. So after the double by Machado and the insert of the pinch runner Billy Hall, Hall's had to stay at second base. Now there's 2 outs for Lenny Harris. And that's a 4-6 off of Rinko against a lefty. 4-6 is a strikeout. So the inning is over. We're going to the 14th. We are going to the 14th. No one seems to want to win. And the new the new catcher is Paul Bacco. He takes over for the Brewers. And Vizcaíno will start his second inning of work against the Expos. Mac Jones to lead things off here in the top of the 14th. It's a 6-9 against Vizcaíno. And a 6-9 is a strikeout. So a strikeout, as he has not reached a point of weakness. He retired all 3 batters he faced in the previous inning. So he's retired all 4 now. And here's Rusty Staub. That's a 1-11. Rusty Staub just missed a home run again. 1-11 is a fly to left. That's the second time, I believe, he has missed it by 1 number. So 2 up, 2 down, and Bob Bailey, the DH. And that's a 5-10 off of Vizcaíno. And a 5-10 is a ground ball third base X. That is going to be Tyler Houston. And Tyler Houston is a 3-rated third baseman. And that's an 8. 3 and an 8 is probably an error check, and it is. So Tyler Houston has an error rating of 22. And that's a 3. So a 22, E22, and a 3. And that. Okay, a little technical glitch there. There was an error on Tyler Houston. 1 base error. Bailey's aboard on first with 2 outs for Ron Fairley. And that's a 3-7. 3-7 is a fly to center, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing else doing for the Expos here in the top of the 14th. And we go to the bottom of the 14th. Rinko's still in there. He's the long relief guy. He'll be facing the left fielder Jenkins. So it's 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Brewers. Heart of the order, Jeff Jenkins to lead off against Rinko. It's a 5-9. And a 5-9 is a ground ball second base A. So ground ball to the second baseman, Collins. And there's 1 away. And quickly, I'm running out of room on my score sheet. I've only got 15 innings. We're in 14. We're getting ready to hit 15. Here's Sexton. It's a 5-4. 5-4 is ground ball third base X. That's Coco LeBoy. And Coco LeBoy is a 4. And that's a 1, so that's a base hit. It's a base hit for Sexton. Now, is it a double or a single? Let's find out. Third base, he's a 4. And a 1, that's a single. So it's a single for Sexton. 1 out single. Brings up Jeffrey Hammonds. Hammonds, a 6-6 off of Rinko. 6-6 is a walk. So the Brewers have something cooking here in the bottom of the 14th with 2 on and 1 out. And our man, or at least my man, Tyler Houston's up there again. See if he can be the hero in this game. It's a 5-3 against Rinko. 5-3, ground ball pitcher X. Rinko is a 3-rated pitcher with an E14. So you never know what might happen with this. He's a 3-rated pitcher, and that's a 4, so we're going to an error check. And he's an E14. So an E14, oops, rolled a red and a white. They don't do that. You do 2 reds. Grab the wrong one. That's a 10. So it's a 10 on the E14, and an E14 and a 10 is a ground ball A. So Rinko was able to make the play and takes us to the 15th inning. So we go to the bottom of the 15th. We're right back with a new Brewers pitcher, the 7th of the ball game. All right, new pitcher for the Brewers is Mike Matthews, a lefty. He is the 7th pitcher used in the ball game for the Brewers. And he'll be facing Coco LeBoy. And that's a 3-11. So against the lefty, 3-11 is a ground ball to first. And Coco is out of there. One away for Ron Brand. Brand, a 1-3 against the lefty. That's a ground ball to second. So it's handled out there by EY, Eric Young, for out number 2. And that'll bring up Bobby Wine. 6-7 against the righty, against the lefty Matthews. The right-hander 6-7 is a ground ball second base X. So that's a play out there for Eric Young, who is a 4. And that's a 9, so that's an error check. An error check on Eric Young. And Eric Young is a E17. An E17 and a 12. So an E17 and a 12 is a ground ball A. So ground ball A, E17 is 12 is a ground ball A to end the inning. And we go to the bottom of the 15th. Still tied, and Rinko's still in there. Although I think we're going to get a new pitcher for the Expos as well. We'll be right back for that. Okay, we begin the bottom of the 15th. As I mentioned, Steve Rinko is going to be coming out. And the new pitcher for the Brewers, and it'll be their 6th pitcher of the game. I'm sorry, for the Expos, not the Brewers. It'll be their 6th pitcher for the game. The Brewers have already used 7. But this will be left-hander Dan McGinn. And Dan McGinn is on the season of 1969. It was 7-10 with 6 saves. So he's actually got a long rating on his relief. He's got a relief rating of 4 and 3 there. So hopefully he can go about 2 innings if necessary. But hopefully this thing won't go on too much longer. 15 inning is the last one listed on my score sheet. So if the Brewers don't win it here, then I'm going to need to go to the back of the score sheet and come up with something. So leading off against the lefty McGinn will be Jose Hernandez, the shortstop. He's had a bad day. He is 0 for 5 with a strikeout. So Jose trying to get off the schneid here and redeem himself. Here's the first pitch. It's a 6-8 against McGinn. And a 6-8 for McGinn against a righty is a 1-12 for a single. 13-20 is a ground ball to third. So a 1-12, and it'll be a base hit for Hernandez. And it's a 2. It is, in fact, a 2. So Jose Hernandez with a leadoff single to start the bottom of the 15th. Now for the Expos, for the Brewers, unfortunately, they have very light-hitting catcher Paul Bacco. But they could go to their bench again. In this tournament, it's not like a 25-man roster. They have this is like a September call-up. Anybody that has a card is eligible. So they're going to see if there's a good bunter out there. And they may have to go to a pitcher to do it. Let's see here. They're going to use backup outfielder Ryan Christensen. He's an A bunter. Ryan Christensen's an A bunter, so he's going to pinch hit for Bacco. And his sole purpose in this game is to bunt. So he's up there to bunt. He's an A bunter. The Expos are looking for it, so now he's a B bunter. So we're going to roll a B bunting check here and see if they can move Hernandez into scoring position. It's a 6. So it's a B bunter. B bunter, a 6. Batter is thrown out by third base and runners advance. So it's a good bunt. He did his job. That was his only job in this ball game, was to get the bunt down. He did it. LeBoy fielded it, threw it to Collins covering first base. Sacrifice goes 5-4. And now, runner in scoring position with 1 out. And that'll be Alex Sanchez. And he's also struggled in this ball game. Alex Sanchez is 0 for 5 as well. So he's going to try to get off the schneid and see if he can't bring the run home and end this ball game. It is a lefty-on-lefty matchup, but we'll see if Sanchez is up to the task. It's a 1-8. And a 1-8 against a lefty is a fly ball left field B. So that's 2 away, and the runner, Hernandez had to hold. All right, so it's up to Eric Young, last chance to keep it from going to a 16th inning. Eric Young, EY, the lefty. He's got 2 hits on the day. He's 2 for, he's 2 for 6. It's a 1-9 against a lefty. And a 1-9 against a lefty is a double, and that's going to finally end the ball game. Eric Young, an RBI double in the bottom of the 15th, will score Jose Hernandez. And the Brewers get the victory, but it's bittersweet because with that victory, the Brewers are eliminated. So we'll be right back with the totals on this 15-inning affair and set up the next game for the Expos in just a moment. Okay, we will wrap up this lengthy affair. Final score, the Brewers, 3 runs, 12 hits, 1 error. They left 6 on base. For the Expos, 2 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. They left 14 runners on base. That was the thing that really cost them in this game was the left on base, leaving 14 runners on base. The winning pitcher was reliever Mike Matthews for the Brewers, and the losing pitcher was Dan McGinn, who came in and only got 1 out. The only out he got 2 outs. He got a sacrifice hit and a fly to left. But fly to left. But the double by Eric Young in the bottom of the 15th with 2 outs scores the winning run. Brewers win it 3-2. They are eliminated with that victory. As we go to the bracket, we will take away Milwaukee. They are no longer in the tournament. Montreal with a loss advances. And they will be playing the 2003 Detroit Tigers in another elimination game where the loser gets the right to face Toronto. So Montreal, in this tournament so far, has lost to Tampa, and they have lost to San Diego, and now they've lost to Milwaukee. So, they beat Tampa the first round. They've lost since then to San Diego and Milwaukee. So they haven't played Detroit yet. This will be the first time them playing Detroit, and the loser will go on to face Toronto. The winner is out. I guess technically you could call this round 4. There's only 1 game in round 4, or we could call it round 4, 3.2 or round B, 3B, whatever you want to call it. I guess we'll call it round 4. It's the only game in round 4. And the loser, of course, will get to play Toronto and sit up here in a catbird seat with no wins at all as Tampa Bay. So they may have to win twice to not win this tournament against one of these other teams. So right now, that's going to do it. This one's in the books, the final game of round 3. It is the Milwaukee Brewers in dramatic fashion in the bottom of the 15th on an RBI double by Eric Young, defeating the Montreal Expos, which, of course, puts the Expos in the next round against Detroit. And that'll be our next game in the tournament. Will be the Expos against the Tigers. It'll be the first, second, it'll be about the 4th game, 5th game, I think, for each team. So they're going to go deep into their starting rotation. They might bring back game 1 starters. I think they've had enough rest now, so it looks like Bonderman for the Tigers will get a chance to start again, as well as the Expos #1 starter. And I can't even remember who that was off the top of my head. Maybe it was Bill Stoneman. I have to double check that. But that's it from here. I appreciate you guys watching and following this. Like I said, 15 innings is a long time. I'm still working on the player set, or collecting names for the player set of the History Maker game for all the guys in the community. So as I finish this recording on January the 18th, we still have 1 more week. The 25th is the cutoff. So if you haven't got in yet, you still have time. As of today, the 18th, I've got 24 people. So we certainly can right now either fill a full 25-man roster or split it up into a split squad. So we'll have to come up with that when we're done. Some suggested team names were the Strat-9, and I was going to amend that to be the Stratville 9, like the Mudville 9, but we'll wait and see. We could get 2 teams. Could be the 2 Earls, one team for each Earl. We'll have to wait and see. But that's going to do it from here. Till next time, take care, everybody. Enjoy doing whatever game you play, and I'll see everybody down the road.